Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches to share with you from the April Shimmer box. If you don't know what Shimmer box is, it is a monthly nail polish box. It's not a subscription service. If you want it every month, you will have to repurchase it every month. It consists of 4 indie makers, 2 of which now are consistent because Tuck's Polish is no longer. She is moving on to work full-time with Color Infinity. So we do have every single month Native War Paints and Colors by Llarowe, and for the time being we have 2 guest makers as well. So we have 4 full-size indie polishes that sell for $36 plus shipping. This month's theme is based off of Star Wars, May the 4th be with you type stuff, and the pre-order for this starts April 27th and it runs through May 5th. In the description box below, I will link all of the indie makers' sites and Instagram pages, as well as my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything in this month's box. So again, we have our consistent makers, Native War Paints and Colors by Llarowe, and then our guest makers this month are Bluebird Lacquer and Leesha's Lacquer, so let's go ahead and get started. So starting with Native War Paints, we have an epic battle, and this is described as a dark blue jelly with blue to purple to red to orange shifting shimmer, holographic red microflakies, holographic blue microflakies, and silver microflakies. Here's our first coat of an epic battle. This goes on pretty well here on this first coat. It is just apparently streaky, so I am going to go ahead and build it up. The formula on this is pretty good. It's not too thick or too thin. It's very easy to work with, no running or pulling, and you do get a pretty good amount of glitter out with this without having to do anything special to it as well. So here's our second coat, and if you're not super picky, you may be able to go with 2 coats, but I am working in really thin coats here today, so I am going to go ahead and show you what a third coat looks like. And me making a mess with painting has nothing to do with the polish itself. It is definitely me. So here's our third coat, and for me this does cover completely in 3 coats. It also dries pretty dull, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, and that top coat is also going to help make that shimmer stand out a little bit better. The glitter in here will stick to your nails a little bit, but there's not enough of it to make it like a huge deal. So there is 3 coats. Up next we have the Colors by Llarowe shade called Hoosier Daddy, and this is described as a black scattered hollow base with galaxy hollow and silver shimmer. Here's our first coat of Hoosier Daddy. This is pretty sheer here on this first coat, so I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat for you. But per the usual of Colors by Llarowe, this has a fantastic flawless formula, no running, pulling, very easy to use and work with. It's one of those beginner friendly formulas in my opinion. Here's our second coat, and for me this does cover completely in 2 coats. If you want to deepen that base color a little bit, a third coat might help with that, but I didn't see any kind of visible nail line on 2 coats. This is going to be dry textured, and it is going to be slightly difficult to remove, so you will want a peel off base coat and a nice thick top coat. So there's 2 coats. Up next from Bluebird Lacquer we have TaunTaun of Fun, and this is described as a dark magenta with purple and magenta shimmer and a scattered hollow. Here's our first coat of TaunTaun of Fun. This goes on really well here on this first coat. It's covering really well as well, but a second coat is going to help deepen that color, so you will definitely want that second coat. The formula on this is really good, easy to apply. It does have kind of a thinner brush than I'm used to, with the past couple of polishes in this box, so I did have to work in a little bit thicker coats than the last 2, but this does cover completely in 2 coats for me. It dries a little bit dull, so you will want a nice glossy top coat, but nothing in here is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove whatsoever. And I also wanted to note that I didn't have any kind of staining with this one. So there is 2 coats. And our guest maker this month is Leesha's Lacquers, and this is 2 Suns. This is described as a grape purple with a glowy orange shimmer inspired by the binary sunset in episode 4. Here's our first coat of 2 Suns. This covers pretty well here on this first coat. I am going to go ahead and build it up. This one also has that thinner brush that you might want to work in thicker coats. I feel like with these thinner brushes, I can get a better application if I work in a little bit thicker coats. Today I am working in thinner coats, so I am going to go ahead and build it up with 3 coats, but depending on your application and preference, you may be able to do 2 just fine. So this does build up really well here on 2 coats, but again, I did have a couple little patchy spots, so I am going to do 3. The formula on this is pretty good too. There was no running or pulling. It's not too thick or too thin. And the shimmer in here stands out really, really nicely against that deep purple base. So here's my 3rd coat, and this does cover completely in 3 coats for me. Nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove, but it does dry slightly textured, so you will want a nice glossy top coat to smooth everything out and make it look nice and cohesive. I also didn't have any staining here either. So there's 3 coats. So my favorite from this month's box is TaunTaun of Fun from Bluebird Lacquer. I love this shade. It is looking more purple on my camera. It is very much more pink in person. It's a flattering, kind of like magenta on my skin tone. I love the shimmer in here. I love the holographic element. It's not too holographic where it's like loud and screaming at your face. I love everything about this one, so this one is my favorite for the month. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this month's box. Let me know if you plan on picking it up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.